to the Miss Analytical radio show on Spreaker.com, and I am your host, Miss Analytical. This is my very first episode of the Miss Analytical show, and there will definitely be more, so I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Today I will be discussing the situation between Sky, her son, and I really want to just go into it a little bit quickly because it's not going to really take too long. And I want to say some things. I've been watching Sky on Black Ink since around about, I would say, the past 2 years. And although I'm not a huge Black Ink fan, I really have to say that it's not a good thing to lie about not just the paternity of your children, even though she didn't do that, but it's not really good to lie for the cameras. And I think there's a learning lesson behind the situation between Sky and her son. And I have to say there's both wrong on both of them, because although Sky did not raise her children, her son didn't have to become a recidivistic felon. Even though he's a juvenile, he's young. However, I have to say, in all truthfulness though, what I didn't like about the interview was seeing him and his father giving an interview in the same place that is owned by Dutchess. In this place it's owned by the person who had a nasty fallout with his mother. I don't care if you got such a strong, intense hate for a family member, particularly a parent. You don't go to the establishment of your parent's enemy and sit down and hold an interview at their place of business, let alone film it and have it advertised to the people, knowing that your mother's enemy is going to get bread from that. Your mother's enemy did not take care of you. Your mother's enemy was not there for you when you was going through your struggles. So why would you allow whoever set up this interview to have it there? Number 3, my beef, and I do have a beef with this, is that Dutchess, this situation has nothing to do with you. You're not related to Sky, and you're not related to the baby's father, okay? You wasn't even a best friend in this girl's life. You was a person that was cool with her at a particular place and time, and y'all had a nasty falling out. You don't, by any means, interfere in their family business, no matter what. That's their family. That's a personal matter, okay? It's one thing if you was cool with Sky and you was looking out for her son. You was like, listen here. If you need anything, I'll take care of the boys. I'll look out for them. I'll go see them. But according to Sky, and according to the plot lines on Black Ink through the years, you never did any of that. So I need you to fall back, Dutchess. Just like I need you to revoke that whack-ass single that you posted on the internet called Mad. Because if anybody should be mad, it definitely should be Sky. And I'm going to say this. If Sky was to smack you in the middle of the street, I don't think anybody should be mad about that. Because I feel as though you violated in a huge way. And I think I'm the only person that's going to be discussing this, posting it on YouTube. And I think I'm the only person that's really more so angry at Duchess than at Sky, because even though Sky, we don't know what how her hands were tied in this. People are saying that Sky is a bad parent, and I'm not gonna say she was a bad parent. I'm gonna say that she was a parent that wasn't proactive. Could she have been a better mother? Absolutely. But we don't know legally how her hands were tied in the situation. Maybe she couldn't contact them. You know, the father of the boy is saying that she lost the kids. He's saying that she lost both of her kids, even though he's only a father of one. He's saying that there is two babies' fathers and two different sons, and she had the children 18 months apart. Okay? But we don't know legally if she was not even allowed to be a part of her children's lives. Maybe it was a court order like, listen, Sky, even though they didn't say that because that's not her real name, but they probably said, listen, it's best if you have limited contact with your children. And if they were in the foster care system, they're taken care of by whichever state they're in. I'm going to say this. I think it's unfortunate that they had to go through foster care system. I think it would have been much better if a family member, either her family member or the father's family members, could have took care of the children. But I'm going to say, regardless, I do believe there's hope in this story because all parents and all children are still around. And I do believe that they could start a brand new leaf. And I do believe that they could start anew and rebuild their relationship from there. Should it be, kumbaya overnight? Absolutely not. But do I believe that there's hope in the relationship? Absolutely. Do I believe that it can happen to where they can rebuild their relationship as mother-son? Yes. But there's one thing that they have to do. Keep people like Duchess away from y'all. Because Duchess is a dangerous human being. And people like Duchess don't want to see people happy. She is what I would call a demon. I would call Duchess a demon. And I would say it to her face, you're a demon. Because if I had beef with somebody after we were friends, and if I own a couple of businesses, and somebody said, either A, can we film this interview about your former friend at your shop? Or I would say no. Or another scenario, I own a couple of businesses and, I want to make money and I want people to film, in my establishment so I can get, some extra coins on the side. Would I be so greedy and so vicious to want to allow people to film an interview regarding my former friend who is a horrible parent, or just saying that she's a horrible person? Absolutely not. Because you know why? Because at one time, I was cool with that person. Regardless of us having a bad falling out, I was cool with that person. And number two, the fact that that's a serious matter involving a child. Granted, he's now an adult, but still it's about a child. Somebody's child. No, I'm not getting involved in that because I'm not a petty Betty, okay? And I'm not a dirty broad. And what Duchess allowed to happen in her establishment, that was dirty. And then they got tattoos made. And something's wrong with them too, because it's like, I know your mother wasn't the loyalist person, but still, you don't have any respect for the person that gave you life. And if you have that type of attitude towards your parent, how can you be a parent to somebody else? And to the father of the person who, I'm going to be honest with you, he's a little skeptical too. Because when when Scott's son made the comment about his father, he looked at the camera and he threw a little bit of subliminal shade. Because he was looking like, I don't like the way it sounds. He even expressed it. He said, I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the fact that he called that man his dad. He's a grown man. He should call him his pops. No, that's not it. You was mad because he refers to him as his dad and he hasn't called you, the bio child, his dad. That's what that was all about. So to sum this all up, there is a cautionary tale behind this and there is a moral to this because everything in life is a moral behind it. And the moral of the story is regardless of how old you have children, make sure when you have children, you have a support system, because it's not easy. Whether you have the support system, it can be a little bit draining. But if you don't, it can be really, really complicated. And this situation happened because Sky and even the baby's father, they didn't have a support system. That's what happened. Nobody was there to support them. They were young people, and nobody was looking out for them. That's why this happened. And I think that if the parents of the young parents would have said, you know what, we're going to put whatever aside that we're going to do. We're going to make sure they can keep their child or their children. I don't think that this young man would have been running up in the foster care system, and I don't think he would have been a recidivistic youth. So guys, that's the end of this episode of the Miss Analytical Show. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. And more importantly, please follow me on Spreaker.com, and also check out my YouTube channel, which is Miss Analytical on YouTube. And I will definitely be churning out these videos regularly. And I'm going to have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to bring a lot of great content to you guys. And as always, I'll be signing off saying take care of yourself and be kind to those who are deserving of your kindness. Peace out. Later.